We are now less than 24 hours away from the Canadian men's national basketball team kicking off its Olympics, as we're here with a couple of former national team members, a coach as well, Leo Rautins and Jevohn. So when we think of Greece, Canada's first opponent, yeah, the big fella comes to mind first, right? Giannis Antetokounmpo, NBA champion, two-time MVP. We know what he can do on the floor. We know the challenge that awaits Canada. So what does Canada need to do to limit his production?
Well, I think it's pretty simple, is not allow him to get the basketball in transition because he's going to get downhill. And you're playing international, you're playing FIBA rules, right? So pack the paint. Don't allow Giannis, he's going to be a bull in the china shop, so just build a wall. Don't allow him to get downhill because he's going to be driving right into you at the basket. And he's comfortable in FIBA shooting those 14 to 15-foot jump shots. Got to contest those, but the big thing is getting the ball out of his hands in transition.
I agree. You got to get to him as soon as you can, and it's really important to get into his body, too. You know, a lot of people say give him some room to drive to you. Don't let him drive to you. Get into his body, make him uncomfortable. But here's another thing. People forget about this. Okay, Giannis wants the ball. Put pressure on the ball so he can't get the ball. Make giving the ball up, whether it's to Papagiannis on a lob or to Giannis inside, make it very difficult. So that means you got to pressure players like Nick Calathis. He's a great passer, great point guard. Don't let him be comfortable. Don't let him move the ball where he wants to move it.
The only problem, guys, Giannis a force on the other side of the ball as well. So if you're Canada's offense, what do you need to do to attack this Greece team?
I think it's pretty simple. You turn this game into a track meet. You have depth. You have a number of guys that can handle the basketball, push it, and run. You also, if you're Greece, you have two 7-footers on the floor. So Canada has to take advantage of that. On top of that, Nick Calathis, he has more mileage than both you and I. So get out there and make him run, score the basketball in transition, and use your ball handlers.
Hey, if I'm Greece, I want to use that size. I want to clog the lanes. I want to take penetration away. How can you combat that if you're Canada? One, you got to rebound, great defense, and then get out and run. So don't just leave it to a half-court game. You really want to make as much in transition as you can, make the game as quick as you can, as Shep is saying. If you do that, you give your best players their best opportunity to shine.
Deflections, rebound, run.
And perhaps controlling the nerves a little bit, because it's been a long time.
These guys got some swag. I'm not too worried about that.
We saw Canada in the Olympics 2000, so it's been almost 25 years. But the good news is the wait is almost over.